Hi, and welcome to Racing Recaps. I'm Sales Managing Editor Lydia Mullen, and today we're talking about Leg 5 of the Ocean Race. Leg 5 goes from Newport, Rhode Island to Aarhus, Denmark, and awards double points. Going into the leg, Holcim PRB, Militia, and 11th Hour Racing Team were within a single point of each other, meaning whichever of them finished first would move up to the top of the leaderboard. With short-handed crews on the IMOCA 60s, there aren't really any sailors in this fleet that haven't earned their stripes. But with the pressure on for this must-win leg, substitutions were announced in Newport on most of the boats. 11th Hour Racing Team and Holcim PRB both drafted in star power in the form of two-time IMOCA World Champion Charlie Dolan for 11th Hour Racing Team and 2018 Volvo Ocean Race winning skipper Charles Caudrelier for Holcim PRB. I talked to Will Harris in Newport about these substitution strategies.
It's interesting to see the strategies of the two other main competitors at the moment in this race, 11th Hour and Holcim, because they've brought in big names, previous winners of the race. Charlie Dolan is also a renowned IMOCA sailor at the moment, top of the fleet. But for me, I think we're a strong team. The fact that we've kept a similar team for almost the entire race, it means we know the boat very, very well. I think it's just going to be some great competition. And we also have Jan Elias on board, and Jan was a sailor that I looked up to when I was first getting into the offshore sailing. So I think we've got a great replacement there for Nico in this leg. So yeah, no, I'm not too worried.
You can never really count on an Atlantic crossing for an easy passage, and right from the onset, it was clear that this was going to be a close race. Due to bad weather in Newport, the import race was combined with the start of Leg 5, and Militia won the import race, giving them a few minutes head start off the line. But it wasn't long before 11th Hour Racing Team overtook them.
Okay, tack!
Conditions were a bit sloppy re-entering the Gulf Stream, and it wasn't just waves that the sailors had to watch out for. These North Atlantic waters are rich with marine life, and collisions and entanglements are an ever-present danger.
On est exactement maintenant, il y a une baleine, 200 mètres sous notre vent, juste pour vous informer. Mettez les yeux dehors peut-être.
Ouais, merci Boris, on vient de taper un truc juste avant, nous aussi, on avait pris un poisson dans la quille, c'est pour ça qu'on s'est fait une petite marche arrière.
Overnight, the winds increased and became volatile, which meant an agitated sea state and sailors on high alert. We're used to talking about how difficult the Southern Ocean is, but during Leg 5, the boats will actually be as far north as they ever were south during Leg 3, and the conditions reflected it.
It's been a fairly challenging start in terms of the conditions. Pretty rough, fast reaching. It's probably the most uncomfortable motion on the boat. It's so violent. But the tricky part is yet to come. We're about to face this front. And for us on board Holcim, we've had a few issues with our wind instruments. We've had to put a replacement wand at the top of the rig, which has meant obviously a lot of downtime, so we've lost miles on the other boats.
Biotherm struggled with some technical issues, including problems with their autopilot and a broken halyard lock. Though they were able to address these issues, the slowdown resulted in Biotherm being separated from the rest of the fleet by a weather front. Despite being just 90 miles apart, they were in totally different weather conditions, which set them back even further with little hope of catching up. The strong breeze on the other side of the front helped 11th Hour Racing Team set a new crude IMOCA 60 speed record at 603 nautical miles in 24 hours. On May 25th, disaster literally struck aboard 11th Hour Racing Team when the boat collided with an unidentified object, likely a whale or other marine mammal. Charlie Dolan suffered a minor concussion, and media crew member Emery Ross injured his shoulder, making moving around the boat impossible for the remainder of the leg.
Charlie was hurt and he had to be off watch for a bit. Hopefully he recovered really quickly. So it was nice to have him back because for Sci-Fi, me and Charlie and Wright, it's been a bit extra job. And we tried also to take care of Amaury. He couldn't do his job.
Unfortunately for us, that also means that he wasn't able to shoot any of that spectacular footage we've gotten so used to. I talked to him back at the start of the race in Alicante, Spain, and here's what he had to say about his teammates getting behind the camera.
Do I think they could do my job? I've seen the way that they operate behind a camera, and let's just put it this way, I haven't yet been concerned for my career path with this group going forward.
The boat seemed to be in good shape, and 11th Hour Racing Team pushed on, no room for error with Wholesome PRB right on their heels and gaining. In 2018, AkzoNobel set a 24-hour ocean race speed record at 602 nautical miles, which 11th Hour bested by just 1 nautical mile before their collision. In 2015, the 100-foot Comanche set the outright monohull speed record at 618 nautical miles in 24 hours. Wholesome PRB blew both of these records away, setting the new top distance for 24 hours at 640 nautical miles. One day later, Malizia scored a 24-hour run at 641 nautical miles, edging past Wholesome's record.
Yay! It's 100%.
Yay! We got it?
Yeah.
We got it?
Well done, yeah. Woo! They are posting it now on social media. It's official.
We're the fastest monohull sailors on the planet now. How cool is that, huh? We have to kiss the boat. What? She does a good job. She carries us fast around the world, so yeah, very cool. Nice thing to wake up to, huh?
Then, on May 28th, Biotherm reported a broken shroud on the port side of the boat. Already trailing the other boats, this breakage resulted in a further slowdown. Paul Miel was forced to sail more conservatively to protect the mast, the 2 dismastings in the previous leg undoubtedly on his mind. Despite the injuries on board, 11th Hour Racing Team fought tooth and nail to maintain their lead. After over 7 days at sea, just at dawn local time, they arrived in Aarhus, 50 miles ahead of Malizia and Wholesome PRB for a second consecutive leg win.
Couldn't have imagined a better outcome, honestly. We positioned the boat well, we sailed the boat fast, we didn't have any technical issues. Just a really good victory for the team, top to bottom. I mean, we didn't open the tool bag. You know what that says about the tech team and everything that they put into the prep in Newport and stuff like that? I mean, just awesome team win.
4 hours later, Wholesome PRB and Malizia finished in 2nd and 3rd respectively, just 5 minutes apart after over a week at sea.
It was not easy, but very happy to have this 2nd place, and it means that we still have our destiny in our hands. If we finished on both legs in front of 11 Hour Racing, we can still win the Ocean Race.
I'm very pleased with the team's performance. Being here, it was a fantastic leg, and just a little slight delta at the end, but it could have turned out also the other way around.
Biotherm trailed behind and ultimately earned 4 points for a 4th place finish. During the leg, Guyot Environment was shipped across the Atlantic in the hopes of making repairs and returning to the race in leg 6. Also returning to the race in leg 6 is the VO65 fleet, so things are about to get a lot busier on the race course. For the latest updates on the Ocean Race, visit theoceanrace.com or sailmagazine.com.